Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon Geeky sitting this video out. I'm going to talk about Space Daddy Elon Musk not making people real happy. Are you a bright spark? Are you one of his bright sparks? Are you going to get boosted in the algorithm? I'm not sure what, well, I have theories as to what I think is going on here, but Musk, before he went on a bender about certain groups of people committing certain heinous acts, which has like completely filled the timeline. I don't think that's a very positive thing, but he said that he was basically going to tell X that we're gonna boost positive content now. We're not gonna boost negative content. You know, so it's, I mean, this is I'm not sure exactly how to reconcile this with Twitter/X becoming the free speech platform of choice, because part of free speech is that, you know, people just let her rip, right? They just talk about whatever they want to talk about. But also, this is a company that needs to pay for itself. And I think that's what this boils down to. I think he's trying to make Twitter a cleaner place, more advertiser friendly. You know, so let's talk about this. People are not happy with him. They're not happy with him. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. No woohoos in this video. Geeky is not here, and she doesn't really care about Space Daddy. And I think a lot of other people are going to be mad at Space Daddy after this. Check out clownfishtv.com. Check out clownfishminus.com. Help support the channel. Buy some merch. Yeah, so we'll go out to Newsweek. They got an article on it. And like, look, I think X has been a phenomenal tool in cutting through the crap of the media, because the media used old Twitter to control the narrative. And then I had concerns about X being controlled, swaying a certain direction, you know, too far in a certain direction, obviously. And now we've got Elon Musk coming out and saying that they're going to deboost negativity, right? The problem is if you're going to tell the truth, sometimes the truth is negative. So I don't know exactly what he means by that. We're going to look at this and see if we can make sense of it. But I think it's all about monetization. I think he's trying to make it a much happier, brighter place, so advertisers like, you know, Coke and Disney don't feel bad about spending their money on the platform. That's what I think is going on. I think you'll be allowed to say whatever you want to, but people just won't see it. Kind of like you can say whatever you want to now, but unless you're paying for it, people don't actually see it. But how far we've come, just, you know, a couple of years ago, Twitter pushes hate speech. Trump's back on Twitter. Oh my God, Elon Musk makes yes or no poll to decide. Well, we know how that went. X is limiting the reach of some links and mentions and posts. Yeah, if you don't post natively on X, your stuff doesn't get seen. If you post a link to a video or post a link to your website or whatever, it doesn't get seen. They want you to post on X, which is great, except how do you get paid? If you're a publication or a content creator, how do you get paid? Well, you don't. You know, I mean, that's the truth. Like, you do get paid something if you're part of premium and you're in the monetization program, but it's not very much. That you see screenshots floating around of people getting like $20,000, $30,000. That is not the norm. I'm going to tell you right now, that is not normal. I think the best I've done, and I had a couple posts get like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million views, and I got like a couple $100 for the month. And I'm like, yeah, you know, that doesn't replace ad revenue from other sources. I'm just saying. Anyway, Newsweek. Elon Musk announces changes as too much negativity is being pushed on X. But you wanted free speech, dude, right? This comes with it, right? Elon Musk has announced an algorithm tweak on X, formerly Twitter, in response to too much negativity being pushed on the platform. The X owner made the announcement Friday via an X post in which he said he wants to maximize unregretted user seconds. Is he looking at the numbers and are people leaving because it's gone too far the other way and people are just posting whatever the hell they want to post? I don't know. Musk purchased what was then Twitter in October of 2022 and later reinstated the accounts of a number of previously suspended conservative figures, including Trump, who was removed from the platform after January 6th. Newsweek contacted the former Twitter press office for content via email outside of regular office hours. Why it matters. Musk was a prominent backer of Trump's campaign. after which the incoming president announced he would co-head the newly created Department of Government Efficiency along with fellow business tycoon Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Anyway, the Tesla and SpaceX CEO has made a number of controversial X interventions in recent days, including urging King Charles III to dissolve British Parliament and call fresh elections in response to the can I say this? Can I say this on YouTube? Can I say this? The gangs of people doing very bad things to kids. He's been talking about it nonstop, right? But I would consider that to be negative talk. Is that negative talk? I mean, it's horrible. It's horrifying. If it's true, it's horrifying. But it's not exactly a funny cat video, right? It's not exactly a wholesome meme, right? Musk wrote, algorithm tweak coming soon to promote more informational and entertaining content. Oh, informational and entertaining content. We will publish the changes to X engineering. I'm reading it as Xing. We're gonna publish it to Xing. Is that his new Chinese version of X? I don't know. X engineering. Our goal is to maximize unregretted user seconds. Too much negativity. He later added, we're also working on easy ways for you to adjust the content feed dynamically so you can have what you want at any given moment. So if you want to tune the noise out, maybe you can do it. Maybe that actually is what's best for X. Actually, the ideal, I've been thinking about it, and I've actually talked to my wife about it before. And I'm like, for me, I think the ideal use for X would be to kind of have it decentralized, right? That if you want to create your own basically curated message board using the X platform, but putting it someplace else where you've got your own moderation tools in place, I think you should be able to do that. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know if they're ever going to go there or basically turn X into like a Discord or something like that, but with fewer rules. If you want to use their platform and you're paying for it, you can basically post wherever the hell you want, unless it's like, kiddie stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want you using it for that. But if you want to turn it into 4chan, and you're not posting that kind of stuff, and you're paying for it and you're doing it where people can't easily find it and you're not saying it's endorsed by X, that might be the way to go. And then you could just have an account across, again, like Discord, just across multiple instances of X and not have it on a platform where you have to make the advertisers happy. Musk's announcement sparked a mixed reaction from other social media users. Ed Krasenstein, an artificial intelligence expert with 1 million followers, said Elon Musk just announced X will start penalizing negativity and propping up posts that are positive. And he, again, it's kind of ironic because he just spent the last, I was out on his timeline, he spent the last several hours going on about a very serious, very negative situation. This is definitely interesting timing given the fact that X essentially rewarded negativity when Biden was president, but is shifting to penalize negativity under Trump. That is a fair statement. But I think most of the very, very vocal Trump detractors have gone over to Blue Sky and they've got their own problems over there. I think it's about monetization. I think he's looking at the numbers. It's the end of the year. What's going on? Oh, yeah, there's a lot of engagement on Twitter, but it's basically people bitching about politics all the time. That's all it is. And I've said before, like when we first started using Twitter, and I've been on Twitter since like almost the beginning, like 2008, 2009, it was mostly just tech savvy people posting cat videos, artwork, links to web comics, links to, boing boing, stuff like that. It was very like middle of the road. Very few people I followed that, even comic book creators now that are super, super political, were not hyper political back then. Or if they talked about politics, it was very like offhanded. Like, yeah, I wish, we had universal health care. I wish it was better because I'm broke ass and I can't afford health care. I mean, that kind of stuff, but wasn't like, yeah, we have a Nazi for a president. We didn't have that kind of talk back then. And it was like, here's my book, here's my art, here's what I'm working on. Oh, cool. Here's this cool thing I found. I mean, it was a very different vibe back then. Oh my God, they actually name checked that umbrella guy, Tug, another ex-user with the handle Tug. Are you allowed to invoke his name now? because didn't NBC News come after him because of the Amber Heard stuff? Elon Musk says the algorithm will punish negativity. What's negativity? Criticism of the wrong person, persons, celebs, parties, the news. It's oftentimes not cheery. Advocacy, pointing out the ugly happening in our courts, calling out broken systems, companies. Yeah, I don't know. If they're advertising, I mean, this sounds very much like other platforms, other social media platforms, including the one you may be listening to this audio podcast on or video podcast on. They do. There's certain, if you go too hard against one of their bigger advertisers, I believe they tend to low-key deboost you. They might not demonetize you or whatever, but I think they deboost you because they're like, well, we can't have anti-Disney videos trending because Disney pays us a lot of money to advertise Disney Plus, right? So, but we can have 22-year-old TikTok influencers doing stupid, dangerous stuff, and that's okay. We'll make that trend. We'll make that trend, but you can't criticize the companies. This is Matthew Kamanzuli, an Australian activist who was active within the country's center-right Liberal Party, posted Elon Musk is calling for less negativity. Is it about optimism, hope, or is it to silence debate? I don't always like everything Elon Musk does. I agree with many of his more recent postures, but I've never been a fan of the electric cars or the brain chips. Who's a fan of the brain chip? You have to take people for what they are. We're all different. We all have different views and values. Here's a London-based lawyer saying it's clear Elon Musk is far more calculating than most people realize. Well, you don't get to be the richest man in the world by being dumb. I mean, come on. He's also a bored billionaire who can afford to treat people's lives like pawns in a video game, and he's doing exactly that by treating people, nations, and ideals like meaningless pieces on a chessboard. What happens next? I don't know. Well, he responded to this journalist. This is Savannah Hernandez. The problem with the new deboosting negativity campaign is that it's up to Elon Musk to now decide what is negative. This is the exact way censorship began on Twitter 1.0. Yes, Twitter was actually a pretty free and open place as long as everybody behaved in the beginning. And then it turned into a leftist echo chamber. It ultimately led to doctors, scientists, journalists, and everyday Americans getting censored. Also notable that this happened immediately after many effectively countered his views on H-1B, the whole visa thing, and then either had their accounts removed or lost blue check marks. Who is the arbiter of what is positive or negative? Look, here's the thing. Oh, this is interesting. Live search app asked Grok, is your post positive or negative? Grok is going to decide. Grok is going to decide if you're positive or negative. Based on the content of Savannah Hernandez's post, it can be classified as negative. The post criticizes Elon Musk's involvement in deciding what is negative on X, comparing it to the onset of censorship on Twitter 1.0, which led to suppression. Also mentions removal of accounts or loss of verification badges following disagreements with Musk's views. So here's the thing. I do think overall X is better since Musk bought it, but it's still his personal message board, right? Like he paid $44 billion and it's the world's most expensive message board. And that's what it is. And he is the mod in chief and he's going to make the rules. And that's just the way it is. And I think a lot of this though, it could be Linda Yaccarino, his CEO, whispering in his ear, being like, hey, Elon, we need more advertisers. Look at these numbers. These aren't good. People are not spending money on X like you want them to. So if you want them to spend more money on X, you better start boosting some more positive stuff and not just all politics. And they've lost a bunch of people Blue Sky. Not as many as they try to claim, but like people did leave. I think people just in general are getting tired of the politics. And we basically swung the pendulum hard right when it was hard left, in my opinion, from what I've seen. Like it used to be that you'd go to Twitter and it was just you were blasted in the face with left-wing politics, and now you're blasted in the face with right-wing politics. And I think he's trying to maybe bring it back to where it was at the beginning, but it's going to come at the cost of, I think, credibility, because he's been telling people for 2 years now that Twitter is going to be a free speech platform. Well, not really. Not really. I mean, you could have some hard-hitting news story, but we're going to bury it because we want a funny cat video to trend. You know what I'm saying? Because that makes the advertisers happy. That's what I think is actually going on. Roz Alerts here says the thing is many of us, myself included, are deeply concerned about how the new algorithm is going to affect news accounts. Yeah. They consistently report on serious and devastating events. When the change takes effect, How will our reporting rank if negative news is penalized in terms of impressions? While this content can be difficult to consume, it's often critically important to highlight. Yeah. I fear this shift could lead to absurd extremes, forcing us to frame tragedies in a way that undermines their seriousness. For example, I don't want to find myself posting something like breaking 40 people joyfully killed in a massive super fun roller coaster park accident because it has to include positive words. News isn't about entertainment, it's about helping people understand real world issues. This person says good, positive news is almost non-existent anymore. It really is useless. Should I turn this page into a cat page? Just post joyful cat videos and photos. Yeah, pretty much. Welcome to Blue Sky. Make sure to spread happy joy feelings today. Oh, X Sky. Yeah, there we go, guys. That's actually very true. I don't know. I mean, people might be overreacting. God, this is not a good take though. For bright sparks out there's no change that has been made to the algorithm. If you're wondering why you're not getting more views, look in the mirror. Any changes we make will be posted publicly. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to go for him. I'm going to be honest. I don't think it's going to go very well. So I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.